Alright, welcome to Diamond.Standard.Gaming. So we're going to start with that front little square part of the church here, and it's going to be 5x5. I made a little mistake right here, made it 5x6. And then here, I'm going to make it 10 high. Right here, I actually think I make it 8 high, but later in the video you'll see I'll correct it. So just make it 10 high now to start. And remember, if you're actually building this and trying to follow this tutorial step by step, feel free to pause it when you need to. Quick little overview there. And then I'm going to cut the door in right here. And then yeah, you could ignore that front window right now. I'm going to actually make it a little cross later on. Alright, and then this is the main back room that we're going to build. So basically you go out by 3 blocks on either side of the front square tower with the door in it. And then I'm going to go back 13 blocks. And again, I think I only went back like 11 or 12. And then you'll see I'm going to correct it here in a second. So I go back and I add a couple blocks. So it's 13 long. And then it is going to be 11 wide. 5 for the tower, and then 3 on each side of the tower. And then here, I'm going to make the walls 4 high. Now, if you want to experiment and do something a little different, you might want to try 5 high, because I think the windows might have looked nice if they were 1 taller. But I didn't like to go up to the roof with the windows, and I'll point it out again when we get closer to that point. Alright, now we're going to go ahead, put the 4th layer on. Yeah, if you want, you could definitely try 5 layers and see. We'll see, watch this tutorial and see what you think. So there's one quick little overview again. And now I'm going to the roof. I'm using dark oak wood, so I kind of built steps like that on either side. I will do it. And then I will just go straight across. Oh, I'm using the slabs, the dark oak wood slabs. You could use the slabs, or you can also use stairs if you want like a steeper roof. Or you can use a combination of both and kind of make it kind of a varying roof. And then I'll just fill these spaces in down here. And then I'm going to switch back to the stone blocks here. I'm basically building a little kind of like an upright in the middle of the church here. And there's another quick overview. So that just gets built up too. And then I will, here's where I'm adding additional layers to the tower to the front. It is 10 high total, so. And then I'm continuing with the roof here. I will add overhangs. I'm adding them here on the back, but I didn't add them in the front or the sides yet. I will add them towards the end of the video. But if you're doing it now, feel free to add the overhangs in now, if that works for you. Made a little mistake right there. No big deal. Now a lot of these I think I am playing back at 2x speed, just so you don't have to sit there and watch me place every single block. Again, when you need to pause it, and build out your structure, and then go ahead and hit play again when you're ready to continue. All right, and that takes care of the roof. And then here's, I think, finally the 10th layer I'm putting on here. But again, the very first step, if you just do 10 to get started, it will be a lot easier. You won't have to do all these little incremental steps as we go through here. And then I'm going to use the dark oak wood slab for the floor up here. And then I will add a stone block on essentially every other space, so the corners and then in the exact middle of each of the walls. And then there we are again, another overview of where we got so far. So I was going to make this a big window in front, but then as I was going, I just didn't like how it turned out. So I ended up changing it into a little cross. And then here's where I said, you know, I kind of wish I made the walls one higher. Yeah, because it goes up to the wood roof there, and I just don't like that look. So I ended up only making them too high. I kind of did that one. I was like, yeah, I don't really like that. So I put the first one away from the side. Then what I do is I skip 2, and then I put 3 windows, 1 space away each, and then that way those 3 windows are centered. And I go ahead and I do the exact same thing on the other side. Alright, and then here I'm building this window, so again I changed this at the end. I didn't like this, just the way the window turned out. But yeah, if you like it like this, you're welcome to keep it. It's your build, right? Whatever you want. And then I was gonna like mix the windows on the sides here. And then kind of looking at it, I was like, yeah, I don't really like that either. So you'll see I decided to keep the individual windows in general a single color. And then I altered, you know, every other window or whatever, I made a different color. And you'll see that in a minute. So here's where, yeah, here's where I decided, I changed my mind and I was like, I'm going to make it just a cross instead. I think it really makes it stand out as a church then. With the windows across in the front. So here I'm putting the stained glass and all the other windows. You can see I'm just alternating the colors essentially. I did orange, green, blue, and I think I did green, orange to keep it symmetrical. I think keeping it symmetrical always keeps it looking nice. But again, if you want to mix it up, make it rainbow, make it whatever you want. It's your build, right? And I did the same exact colors on the opposite side. All right, and then here I'm filling in the back part of the roof. I'm gonna build a window here in just a minute. So also here, you can probably start, yeah, one higher than I am here, because you'll see it went a little bit low and actually touched the ground, so I ended up moving it up 1. So that first block I broke, I should have kept it there. So here I am raising the window up 1 again. Then I'm just going to put stained glass and just try to make it, you know, a nice design in the back. So. And you'll see that's what I came up with. Again, you can try different colors. You can try, you know, if you want, even a slightly different shape and see how that comes out. So I placed the door here, and then I placed the door there, but I'm going to break them in a second because I got to, yeah, hollow out all the floor. So I hollow out the floor there, and then I'm using the oak planks for the floor throughout the entire interior of the church. And then I will clear out all the dirt inside the big back room of the church. And then you'll see in a minute I will also use the oak planks to add the wooden floor to this part of the church. Alright, and here I go putting the blocks in. Again, this is 2x speed, I believe, just to keep it moving, so you don't have to sit there and watch me place every single block again. If you need to, pause the video, lay your floor, and then restart it. So that's what it looks like now. It's coming along pretty well. And then I'm basically putting these down in the back of the church. This is kind of where the priest or the reverend would stand and give his sermon. And I'm making it one bigger. And then I'm going to add a step to it. You'll see in a second here. It'll step up a little bit. Just like that. And then of course you need a lectern up there. And there it is. Alright. Then here I'm just putting a divider between the front or the back of the church and the first row of pews. And I'm using, I believe it's polished quartz stairs for the pews. And you can see it's not very big. I really only had room for 2 rows of pews in here. And that is, the fence part here I'm using is also the dark oak wood fence. Alright, and then I'm going to throw some red carpeting down. And I leave a little bit of space, I believe, around the edges. It's more of a throw rug than a full wall-to-wall carpeting. And that is kind of the inside of the church. And I think the next step, I'm going to add some lighting, so I'm going to go with the lanterns here. Oh, here, I forgot to fill those 2 blocks. I was going to place the lanterns on the edges, but because it's at half height, I couldn't. So I then just put it in the center, and I left basically a blank space between each of the lanterns. And I pretty much just filled the entire center column of the ceiling with lanterns. And then here, I'm going to go and put a ladder in here, climbing up to the top of the tower. I kind of put it on the right-hand wall, on the back, towards the back. But you could put it, yeah, wherever you would like to. I just thought it was kind of out of the way there, so. And I like putting it off to the side, because that way you don't have like a hole like right in the middle here or something. It just kind of gives you more of an area to stand when you're up there. And then I'm going to throw lanterns on each corner of the tower up here. That way, hopefully, to keep mobs from spawning up there. Alright, so that's kind of what we got right now. It's coming along pretty well. Here I just changed the color of the stained glass to blue instead of purple. Yeah, if you saw earlier in the clip, you saw another house. That was our first medieval house that we built. And what I decided to do is I'm going to actually build a village. So this church is actually going to be on the town square of the village. And then I'm going to do a whole bunch of builds and build in a bunch of houses, and I don't know, maybe a courthouse and maybe like, you know, a mayor's house. Yeah, it's going to be, when it's done, it should be a pretty big village, much bigger than the standard villages that you find in Minecraft. Then here I'm placing some walkway, and I decided to use the mossy cobblestone. At some point here, I think my daughter actually took over and started doing it. Probably right around here. Yeah, probably over the next, maybe over the next month or two, I would like to have the village close to done. So, I mean, if I build 1 or 2 buildings per video, or per week, I should say. I mean, well, I guess that would be 8 buildings. I already have 2 done, including this one. That would be 10 buildings. We'll see. Some of them might be a lot smaller, and I might put 2 builds into a single video. We'll see, because I think some of the houses, that house that's like right behind me here, is pretty big, and that was a pretty long video in itself. But I think some of the houses are going to be a lot smaller than that. Probably still a little bigger than the standard villages you find in the Minecraft villages. A little bigger than the houses you find in the standard Minecraft villages, but still significantly smaller than this house here. I think this took me about 45 minutes in total to build, and I think I got it down to about 22 minutes, playing things back at double speed and then clipping out a whole bunch of either mistakes or things that you just didn't really need to see. I like the mossy cobblestone for the walkways. I think it just it breaks it up a little and makes it look nice. We're going to throw some stairs in that are mossy cobblestone, and then here I'm going to put a little pillar with a torch on either end. Again, hopefully keep mobs from spawning right next to the door, at least at night. So when people are living here and using this village, we don't have to worry about zombies spawning right at the door. And then here I'm going in, and you're going to see I'm going to add the overhang. For the parts that I did not get earlier in the video. Alright, got the overhang on that side. And we'll come over here and do the same on this side. Oh, a little far there. Put the overhang in right there, and then I go up to the little the upper roof, and I put a overhang there as well. And then I do the same on the other side. If you like this build, please subscribe to the channel. If you have any ideas of what you would like me to add to this village, please let me know. Like I said, I was probably going to do a mayor house. I was going to probably do maybe a jail, and then a bunch of regular houses. If there's anything else you would like me to do, or any specific blocks you would like me to build with, please let me know in the comments, and I will see what I could add into the next build. Thanks for watching, and have a great day.